Hey guys, JV here with another Destiny 2 tips and tricks video, and this time we're covering the first appearance of everyone's favorite exotic vendor. Just a heads up, this is your place for daily Destiny 2 content here on YouTube, so hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for Destiny 2 tips and tricks videos. Today I'm going to show you Xur's location and exotic collection for the weekend of September 15th. Since this is his first appearance, we'll also go over some Xur basics, so let's get started. If this is your first Destiny, you may be wondering, who is Xur? Well, all we know is that he's an agent of the Nine. The Nine are rulers of the worlds beyond our solar system. Xur believes everything he's selling is trash, but in reality, it's super valuable to us. Basically, he's a shady dude who appears in random locations, recites cryptic dialogue, and sells us exotics. So who are we to question his existence? When does Xur appear? Obviously, this depends on where you live because time zones are a thing, but generally speaking, he arrives every Friday morning at 9 a.m. coordinated universal time and leaves every Tuesday morning at the same time. I've left a link in the description below for you to convert to your time zone from UTC, but this is for every single week, so it's a good idea to just check your time zone now, figure out when he comes and goes, because that will never change. What do you need to buy Xur's items? The answer in Destiny 2 is legendary shards. In Destiny, we needed strange coins, which were much more difficult from my memory to come by comparatively speaking. In Destiny 2, you'll receive legendary shards by dismantling legendary and exotic gear. Legendary item dismantles give you 3 shards, while exotics will give you 5, I believe. I thought it was 10, but I believe it's 5. Before buying any of his stock, I had 264 legendary shards with 2 days of playtime. Some of that's probably idle time, but I played a decent amount of Destiny in the first week, and that playtime includes leveling up through the story, so these are not hard to come by. As it stands now, Xur sells weapons for 29 legendary shards and armor for 23 legendary shards. This is extremely cheap at the moment in my opinion, so it may change in the future. That's how it is right now on launch. Each week he'll come with 1 weapon, then 1 exotic for each Guardian class, bringing the total to 4 exotics for sale. Finally, all items are sold at 270 power, so depending on what your current power is, this will be an upgrade for you or an item that you'll need to infuse up to your current power level in order to use most effectively. One more thing I just remembered, it doesn't matter which class you're buying this stuff on because you can share it within the vault. So if you're on your Hunter, for example, and you're leveling up a Titan and you want to grab the Fang Pauldron, you can go ahead and do that and share it with your other character. Now on to our weekly routine. Where is Xur this week? Well, he's hanging out in the Watcher's Grave area of the Nessus Patrol. Now that we have a map, Bungie marks Xur just like a faction vendor with the little 9 icon, so you can easily find where he is, fast travel to the nearest location, and go to him to browse his wares each week. Now that we've found him, let's take a look at his inventory. The weapon for this week is Merciless, a solar fusion rifle, which goes in your Guardian's power weapon slot. Barrel, magazine, and stock perks combine to make this a high-impact, moderate stability weapon with its range, handling, and reload speed on the lower end. It also has a fairly large magazine for a fusion rifle. The trait is Impetus. Reloading immediately after a kill increases weapon damage for a short time. I'm not sure you'll want to be using this too much because of the intrinsic perk, but definitely keep it in mind. The biggest takeaway with Merciless is the intrinsic perk, Conserve Momentum. Non-lethal hits with projectiles make this weapon charge faster until its wielder gets a kill. So in practice, this allows the user to deal massive amounts of damage to tougher enemies like bosses and elites until they're finally dead, because as long as you're not killing enemies, you're going to be dealing a ton of damage and it's only going to increase to an insane amount of DPS. Apparently, this perk makes Merciless the highest damage per second weapon in Destiny 2 at the moment. Because of that, this is really a no-brainer. If you don't already have a Merciless, grab this one from Xur right now. At 29 legendary shards, it's a steal compared to the random loot pool of exotics that you'd normally draw from. Definitely grab the Merciless. The Hunter armor for the week is Raiden Flux, which is specifically for the Arcstrider subclass. Its armor perks allow the user to specialize in mobility and resistance, but also sacrifice some resilience for a bit of recovery if needed. The intrinsic perk is Synapse Junctions. Quick successive attacks with Arc Staff increase its damage output and duration. This type of perk is one of my favorites because it just feeds into the Arcstrider super and makes it that much more powerful. This piece has also been used in the weekly Nightfall strikes so far as a way to burn down bosses very quickly. Whenever the energy type changes to Arc, you just activate your super with Raiden Flux and go to town. And because of that potential, I think hunters would be wise to grab this exotic at just 23 legendary shards if they don't already have it. The Titan armor for the week is Fang Pauldron, which is specifically for the Sentinel subclass. Its armor perks give the option to focus on resilience over recovery or recovery over resilience. The intrinsic perk is Horns of Doom. Shield Bash melee kills Recharge Shield Throw, melee ability kills Recharge Sentinel Shield Super. This piece is very similar to Raiden Flux, allowing the Void Titan Super to feed into itself, which is super useful. Honestly, I'd be repeating myself if I explained again why, because it's essentially the same thing. So if you haven't gotten a pair of these yet on your Titan, you should grab some for 23 legendary shards. The Warlock armor for the week is Wings of Sacred Dawn, made for the Dawnblade subclass. Its armor perks maximize mobility with slight recovery or a decent amount of both. The Trinsic perk is Tome of Dawn. When Dawnblade is equipped, aiming weapons while in midair suspends you there for a short time. Precision hits extend this duration's effect. This is very similar to the Taken King Titan exotic helmet, which had a very similar effect. I wouldn't call this a must-have exotic for the Warlock like some of the others we've looked at in this video. You know, paired with a solid semi-auto weapon like a hand cannon, scout rifle, or sniper, something you can get a lot of precision hits with, I do see the value, but you're very vulnerable when suspended in midair. That goes for PvE activities and PvP. Also, when deciding to get exotics, we have to weigh them against all of the other exotics that are possible for that class, like the Warlock, and I'm not sure that this ranks very high up there. So if you main a Dawnblade, you may want to pick this up for 23 legendary shards, but otherwise you might want to keep them. One final note, in any case, if you're sitting at 260 power and desperately need an upgrade in one of these slots, I wouldn't hesitate to grab one. Sometimes all you need is a single piece to get you over the 265-270 hump, and that's what Xur might be for your character. Alright guys, today I shared some basics about Xur and my personal recommendations on what to grab. In the comment section below, let me know what you're picking up from Xur this week. Personally, I'm going to grab Raiden Flux and Fang for my eventual Titan ult, so share what you're getting in the comment section below. Next time, we will cover more Destiny 2 here on the channel, so stay tuned for daily Destiny 2 tips and tricks videos. If you learned something new, remember to hit that like button and subscribe for lots of Destiny 2 content. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.